Alright, good evening everybody, welcome back to 1000 times science cost on default settings. The same run from the YouTube edit, and the video that was released today was also part of the series, the Force the Hand of Fate technique, where we made rare railguns from uncommon ingredients. That actually was a real section which we have actually done in the playthrough. This ship has got like 100 railguns on it, and we made all of them from uncommon ingredients. So we had just that little bit of extra range on those guys without actually having to wait to produce 100 railguns worth of rare stuff. What you are looking at is the behemoth Prometheum asteroid hauler ship, which carries back, it basically flies out very slowly to the shattered planet. Looks like it flies slow enough so that it actually can capture some of those asteroids. We have stabilized their flight in front of the ship. They just keep at the same distance over here. But yeah, we are flying out so slow that Biterex already would have spoiled by the time we even get to the solar system edge. So instead we don't take Biterex, we fly out, collect 1.6 million asteroid chunks and belts, and then fly back to Nauvis. The ship is doing that as we speak for the second time. This time it should all be automated, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. We are a little bit further ahead. I went back in time a little bit for the more cinematic opening effects. In fact, the ship is already back at the solar system edge almost. So here, yeah, everything is still filling up. We have been working on making military signs at 1800 SPM. I guess I should open the last save, where we ended last time. Where are my chat windows? Here and there, right? Good evening. Yeah, the ship is it's just the left side of the ship. It's not even the middle part. The middle part wasn't even on there. It's going to be a long time before editing Mike can get to this point. Yeah, I guess it's going to be probably the rest of the year. I hope they have the series done at the end of the year. About a new episode every 2 to 3 weeks. The episodes are longer now, and we are treating more material per episode. But they also get a lot more complicated, which is not good for time investment. The time investment required. Especially when you keep making videos about new exploits and whatever. I say, here we still have those captured asteroids at the front of the ship. Those are like stable. We are flying at 69 kilometers a second. Approximately we have just entered the path to Aquilo, so that's still 100,000 kilometers. Yeah, 100,000 kilometers left to go before. That means we should have the majority of the 70,000 quantum processors ready. We got 65k, so that's 50 more minutes of production before we have 70k, but we'll be launching quantum processors for about 2 hours, so it appears that we're gonna be good. At this time the belts are mostly full. I guess one of the things we want to fix, probably today, is we want to have some like lane balancing going on so that we don't get this effect where one side is full and the other side is not full. Looks like we got some preferred output sides going on with these weird inserters throwing the asteroids on the belt and whatnot. Yes, the entire ship, I cannot even bring it into zoom. We got like 11 of these stacks or something. And in total that's, we should have 1.7 million even. So the belt's not even completely full yet, but it will remain 1.7 million. That's enough to make about 1.5 million science packs. Which is more than enough to research a couple of these technologies, since those 1.5 million science packs are going to get multiplied by productivity and the Biolab's 100% inbuilt productivity as well. So you're most likely looking at, I guess we can calculate it, 1.5 million signs, multiplied by 2 for the Biolabs, and then by 64%. No, we already have one level of research productivity, so 74%. It's over 5 million signs. Once this thing is done, it's gonna be over 5.5 million signs per trip, so that is not bad. I'd reckon if you play default settings, you just need to send this ship out once and you can research every technology in the game and then some. And the first dozen of infinite research as technologies as well. This is so crazy. This thing can research a couple technologies at 1,000 times science cost. That is how massive this stupid belt buffer is. It's working though, it's working. It's not even that bad for UPS. There was barely any difference between having this ship fly with the belts, with all the items on it, and just deleting all the belts and having the ship fly. It's pretty... the belts are stupidly optimized in Factorio, so no problems whatsoever. It takes a while to laser down huge asteroids. But the ones going off the side are harmless. Alright, so last time we did actually rebuild military signs. And by rebuild I mean threw a couple beacons in between some of the assemblers, so we actually get to a capacity of 1800 SPM, which I didn't think we would be able to make. But as it turns out we are. We upgraded the wall assemblers with speed modules, as well as grenades and ammo. They were efficiency modules before, they cannot accept productivity modules, so there is no productivitying anything of this, except for the science itself. And as it turns out, since we now upgraded to these Mark IIIs, we actually didn't need that much more stone. We had 2 red belts coming in, and now we have enough with slightly over 2 blue belts, so we went from a requirement of about 60 stone a second to, or like 60 stone bricks a second, to about 93 or something, if I remember correctly. Could be less. But yeah, that means military science production now is up from 979, that was made from 720 military science worth of ingredients, but stone was dying, so it went down and down. We have fixed that, and now we're actually at 1.8k SPM. Similar to all the other science packs, so that is nice. Hey Johnny Rook, thanks again for the 1000 bits. What we're gonna do today is probably, finally, we can do some fairly mondial stuff. So we can leave our biter zoos and the biter egg facilities, which doesn't have any turrets around it for safety, and we can just leave that behind, and we're just going to be out mining. We haven't even gotten around to building a new stone mine yet. We just improved the existing ones, but they are gonna run out soon. I think this is our best stone mine remaining. We got like 1.4 million in the patch left. We got another one on the biters over here. Yeah, don't ask. But this one has got barely anything left. And then we got another couple tiny ones. This one is already completely out of resources. And there should be one more somewhere. This one. This one has 600k left, so we do have stone, but we are mining it up fairly quickly. This is the first new one. We conquered the biter bases in this area of the map last time. And that gives us 3.8 million stone. which we will now be mining with Mark III productivity modules, because believe it or not, despite having purple science outsourced on Vulcanus because of the insane stone requirement, exactly for that reason, stone is actually going to be still the limiting resource on Nauvis, even if we are just needing it for walls for military science. So all of the iron and copper for all of the other science packs which we are producing on Nauvis, including yellow science, the most expensive one, all of that is peanuts because of foundries. The foundries are so stupidly OP. But foundry recipes only work on copper and stone, which means stone for walls for military science doesn't get any bonuses at all, except for the productivity modules in the military science assemblers themselves. So we get like a double-digit, probably even soon it will be a triple-digit discount on our iron and copper costs, but the discounts on stone are almost non-existent. So that means, stone is going to run out before any of the other resources. So we did make this new upgraded mining drill. It should have minus 80% pollution, which is good because we are not that far away from biters. So we do want to keep that minus 80% pollution on all of our drills. But we did manage to squeeze all Mark III productivity modules in there, which stack with the mining productivity research. Currently we're up to 104% productivity, of which 40% comes from research, and the rest, the 64%, comes from the modules inside. So that means this drill is now putting over 6 stone on the belt for every 1 stone it drains from the patch, because we got the 3 times longer lasting stone plus the 100%, or multiplied by the 100% productivity bonus. I think we're gonna start by feeding this in, I suppose. I don't have any belts though. But yeah, I think stone will... Okay, we can actually wait, we can wait. It would not be so bad if military science started producing less than 1800 SPM, because we still have these buffers, which we technically won't need anymore, especially after we solved stone. Then this buffer is going to be useless, everything is going to be produced live, so we might actually want to spend this 340k science spec buffer. So maybe we'll just start with... I got the stuff in my inventory now, we might just start with more lasering of biters. We got a nice 2 more stone patches over here, which are not too inaccessible. There's also some iron and copper, which will be accessible after that. And there are no behemoth worms here, so the combat should be not too difficult. The behemoth worms are what are really wrecking us with the extreme range and extreme laser resistance. But the big worms, despite the stupid size of the nest, should not be too bad. This is by far the largest cluster though we will be taking on, so we'll see how that goes. But this peninsula is relatively peaceful, only 1 big base, the rest is just small behemoth wormed expansions. The patches are still free, so yeah, we do want to keep it that way. So should I be taking something like pipes to actually block this from happening, that there are more biter bases going to be settling on the patches? I think they haven't settled here because there's excessive amounts of forests nearby, which they need to find a space to settle, and sometimes even if this chunk is selected, they'll just settle nearby because this is too forested. So if they cannot find a space on the chunk, they'll just settle in a nearby chunk. But if I'm going to be deleting trees by putting walls up and everything, that might actually like free up space for an expansion. And since I don't actually want to kill any biter bases, that might be an issue. So perhaps we actually just want to bring some of these things along. and we'll just lay it out already on the patch itself. So this should produce 2 full red belts. I think we're still going to be counting in red belts. Where is the stone anyway? It's pretty far. The stone is over here. These are old furnace stacks. They are idle. We now have productivity modules furnace stacks. Finally. We do have some belts, so I can place the blueprints and then just place the belts on the patches. So I think we'll first start clearing, and then we'll see if military signs hold up. Let's check it out. We are 50k kilometers. I think these will just float here until we arrive on Aquilo. I cannot zoom in on them. We got Prometheum asteroids halfway towards Aquilo. Clearly we are cheating. Those shouldn't spawn here. They haven't spawned here, they are just traveling with the ship. I guess I could catch them if I speed up. We could catch them if we speed up. I don't think we actually can speed up though. We might be able to speed up. Yeah, we are attracted by Aquilo's gravity at this point, so we are actually limiting. Nah, we'll just arrive at Aquilo, we'll stop, and then these will just drift north out of existence again. Well, so be it. Alright. So, yeah, I think we're just first gonna do more laser shooting stuff. Let's proceed. We got tons of walls, tons of repair packs, all the laser turrets, and a full inventory. I just ran into those guys without even looking. Sure. They should lose me again. Okay, there they go. Returning back. Except these 2 guys. I cannot even... Have you ever beaten biters to death with your armor? With your mech armor because you don't have ammo? Slam! Alright, another first. Right, so I guess we want to clear this area then. I think this will be kind of the border then. We're not really interested in the iron just yet, so it's just about the 2 stone patches. Yeah, there's gonna be a process, so I guess we'll just get started. I don't have my good bots on me, so that's good. My platform is so massive it's got natural satellites. I don't think can I manually target? Can you manually target artillery turrets? I don't think so. They're out of range for automatic targeting. It looks like they are just out of range of the railgun shells as well. They stop right here. If we had epic ones, we could reach those. But of course, that is still on the menu for later. We don't have the quality tags just yet. All right. Settle in, boys, because we're gonna go for another long haul. It's not as grindy as early game. I want to beat some more biters to death with my mech armor hand. I'm actually gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna lose that fight. Let's just run away. Do I have bioflux in the inventory still? I think I don't. I'm gonna lose the fight. Don't my wall. Bad biter. Okay, manu imanu. I think the biter's gonna win still. I'm not doing enough damage. The mech armor should have a damage boost, man, but for manual combat. Oh boy, it's gonna be close. Oh, we won. We did win. Heck yeah. Mech armor for the win. I'm gonna manually repair that wall. Right, let's heal up just slightly before we go into combat. Looks like another couple angry guys ate up my pipes. Okay, it's revenge time. Switch armor. Right. It is nighttime, so that's beautiful for the laser show. I suppose we are not really gonna worry too much, I think. It's a little bit of an awkwardly shaped nest. I guess we'll just go... Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of damage. On our turrets, because the nest kind of forks out in sort of a Y shape. So we'll see how it goes, but let's just go in. A little bit of a back area, just distract them. And then more back stuff. I should delete my repair packs. There's a couple around the outside. For those worms, I guess we'll go on the inside. Oh, there are so many worms there. We're gonna get a fair bit of damage out of that. Okay, that'll do it. I think we might be able to... Well, let's just go all the way around. The strategy... I mean, we're still fairly fragile against the behemoth worms and behemoth spitters, mostly. But in general, this is quite a sturdy strategy. I think we'll just take out that group of Johnnies over there as well. There are some behemoth ones in there, but even those shouldn't be too much of a problem anymore. Alright. Okay, I'm standing in some spit, that is not ideal. Now we get to the fun part. At least when the nest is shaped like this, it is fairly easy to follow. How is this still not powered? So we're gonna do a little bit of this, and then we're just gonna... We might wanna upgrade all mining drills to Mark III productivity as well then. I'm not really sure we should go for it. Because mining productivity research will eventually render the productivity modules in the mining drills obsolete. But you know, it's 1000 times science cost. So it might still be worth it. We do have Mark III speed modules available as well now. And Mark III efficiencies. Although I seem to have the weirdest hard time to get enough quality spoilage out of all things. You need 5 quality spoilage for a Mark III efficiency module, compared to just one tungsten triangle or super capacitor or conductor or whatever it is exactly. Alright, let's just see if something still spawns. Doesn't seem to be the case. Can I just cancel all cliff explosives? And I guess we can slowly start retreating out of here. Love the video about removing quality gambling. Thanks. Probably should have put a disclaimer on that video. A lot of people seem to have not known about that just yet. At all, that it was possible. But it has been around for a while, unlike the other exploitative things. I think this is the first one that actually was already known pretty well. Some commenters said it was already discovered like almost right at the launch of Space Age even. So I've been using it for like at least a year already, I think. I don't even know if I discovered it myself independently or if somebody told me about it. It's that long ago. But yeah, this one has been in existence for a while. It's quality statistics. Or just make military signs on Vulcanus. Coal though. We need our Vulcan coal to make the Vulcan signs pack. Normally that's not such an issue. Resource patches don't really run out on default settings, at least not the ones further out. And you don't run out of resource patches completely, but we're gonna need all of our coal patches to match with the tungsten ore patches that exist. It is so bad we are even importing plastics for purple signs from Nauvis, so we're making plastics from coal or Nauvis and shipping it over to Vulcanus for our purple signs endeavors, because we need all of our, we basically counted all our resources, and it turns out we basically have the same ratio of coal than tungsten available for the Vulcan science pack, so we don't really want to spend coal for anything else than the Vulcan science pack here, which is one of the reasons we are making military signs on Nauvis. Right, let's continue out further. Now we get a couple of easy ones. We should be able to take all of this area out in one push, I think. Those look... no, they are still big worms, no behemoth worms. So, sure. As long as you put the repair packs away, you're gonna be okay. That's my motto. Let's not overdo it with the amount of laser turrets. The expansions, they probably will have some behemoth worms in there. I should actually make a decent back line before I enter a big new nest. What are these guys doing? We finally get to take out those guys, actually. I'm gonna try to keep a lot of the forests alive. Oh boy. Alright. That's most of them, I suppose. It looks like we can actually deal with the expansions fairly quickly. Mostly because they don't have that many biter bases around. Alright, somehow I have landfill in my inventory again. That is... I don't want that. I guess we could craft some landfill from the stone. And throw it away. One more expansion over there. I guess we'll take it out now. I have to say that the challenge of fighting these biter bases has gone away a little. They have no chance anymore. Well, I say that, but I can still die in like a second or two if I'm not careful. So that'll probably happen as I'm starting to get complacent like this. When it's dark, it's always a good moment to look. Something is still firing. Right. That should be this entire corner. That went fairly fast, I have to say. Alright, so that was all the expansions. Then we again have 2 medium-sized nests. And I guess then this big cluster over here. And then some corner cleanup. We'll be generating some new land, it seems. Let's do the repair thing. Don't forget placing demolition corpses in scenic locations. Yeah, then I didn't really keep track of a list of all the challenges we added. I kinda when I go through the editing process, I remember more and more things, and then I put it in there in the videos. But I didn't make an additive list along the way or anything like that. Alright. Yes, I guess it should be easy. Like all other ones so far. Oh boy. Got to put away the repair packs almost. That is the #1 cause of bot deaths. Alright. This is a little bit of an awkwardly located nest. I guess we'll just block it off straight away. Well, I cannot say I'm happy that this feature of intended game design is gonna get changed in Factorio 2.1. On the other hand, I've had my fun with blocking the biter bases now several times over, so it's on that note it's good that it's gonna disappear, right? At least I won't be tempted to keep doing this strategy for other playthroughs as well. It's kind of sad though, because this allows the mechanic of blocking biter bases like this does allow for some unique challenges to become possible, you know. Become possible in a fun way, at least. It looks like I missed a couple turrets over here. Yeah, clean. Hands clean is you need to be able to block biter bases for hands clean. Without hands clean though, I think you could still do it by selectively destroying the biter bases and not the spitters, because you can defend with yellow ammo against behemoth spitters no problem, because they don't have armor. There's the biters which are causing all the problems. That works well enough again. Okay, I do have the repair packs away. Kind of a bad angle to start attacking from. Let's try to have the bots fly over the water. Ooh, there's so many worms, man. Like we're taking on that one at the same time. Ooh, there's a bunch of guys down there. Well, at least the bots don't really misplace. They cannot misplace the turrets, so I won't accidentally destroy a base. Like in the gun turret phase. The manual gun turret phase. Right. I guess the ship should have arrived at Aquilo now. It did arrive at Aquilo. There's Aquilo. See? We are there. We can barely see it above the ship. The Prometheum asteroids have disappeared. We should be launching up those quantum processors now. 20k on board, 60k left to go. And we're launching them from 2 silos, so it's gonna take a while. That's fine. We're not about to run out on Nauvis. Science graph is stable again, so that's good. First time you see this small scale design. It started out as a modular small scale design, but that didn't work very well. It had too many weak edges. So we went for a ship that just doesn't have many edges at all, because it's there's only 4 corners on the ship, no matter how large it is, if it's a brick. I should check my wall count. I think we might not have enough to do all of them. We certainly don't have enough to do... Okay, that is not great. Can anybody connect anything to... Alright. Kind of, I suppose. I must have missed one of these. Like this one. Right, yeah, our wall count is kind of down. Let's retreat again. We might have enough to do a bit more of the corner over there. It's so much nicer now that we actually have some bots with normal stats like normal flight speed and stuff. Okay, we still have missed something. I see something shooting. Okay, wait. There's more stuff shooting still. It's like a 30-second cooldown. Okay, there is one splitter base. Okay, that was a spitter, right? This one? This one? Okay, that one. I think we got everything now. I just watch it for a second. Yeah, I disagree with the changes too. I understand it can be a cheesy strat for the speedrunner community, but they have been already, and they can just make their own rules to just ban the tactic. Okay, we do got a bunch of damage on the walls over here, so we probably want to fix that as well. Okay. I think we got more. All right, and fixed again. We should be able to push a little bit further with the walls we have. 2000 wood chopped. Maybe we should take power. I hear that laser turrets work better if you power them. Is it difficult to make a Gleba mega base to produce 1k SPM? Actually, it was not too bad. We are producing 2600 SPM. Mostly so that let me make a save. Beaten biters. So mostly this is the entire base. It's big, but it's not stupidly big. It's just a repeat of the same science making facility. Which we built around one of these areas on the north side. We got 3 or 4 agricultural towers for every tree only, so it's not too bad. Looks like tree per tree. That brings in the resources. We're doing it on half belts because we can. And we make bioflux here straight from the fruits, direct input into bioflux. A little bit annoying with the spoilage, but we let the bots handle spoilage, so it's not too bad. and then just belt all the bioflux into the signs with the Biterex on site as well. And then it gets loaded into the silos like this. And if the trick, at least for me, the trick is to always produce signs. So if we don't want Glebin signs to Nauvis, I'll just simply flick this inserter to this side. And then the signs goes in here where it slowly rots away. And after it rots away, it powers the base. Kind of. So it was not too bad. I don't have any iron or copper bacteria shenanigans going on Gleba at all. I just do the signs, and I've been shipping in everything else. So yeah, it was not too bad. I reckon we should be able to take this base. The should maybe try. Okay, we'll just come in from the front. Oh wait, there's a couple guys close by over there. So yeah, we've prevented the scenario where all the biter bases are connected. The biter expansions are frequent, but by far not as frequent as they would have been if we had what's it called? If we had not messed with the biter expansion algorithm stuff. I think we have prevented like at least 90% of all biter expansions from settling on the map, which now is making a huge difference basically in terms of resources that are still available. But also just the general frequency of biter bases. It is not a continuous blob of biters. Still have something. It is a spitter. Still have something. That is probably the last one. Wall count down to 281, so that's not even really enough to take down the expansions. Let's just repair on site. Snaking power line goes through. Yeah, we're doing a decent job. I think one more hole of walls and we should be complete. So, don't think I'm even gonna leave stuff behind. Let's just put on the fast armor and fly back home towards Bandyfish, 2 kilometers. A fair distance. Is it possible to just enclose the enemy bases with captured biter bases? Yes. And that will remain possible, I presume. No, wait. They will attack the captured biter bases, which makes them revert into uncaptured biter bases. But you can do something like this, where you place captured biter bases in a pattern where the biters cannot escape between the bases anymore. If you block off the rest, they'll spawn in between. All of that will go away as well, I suppose, so that's unfortunate. You do need to snipe the medium biters. They are small enough to escape through the cracks. Alright, wood, stone, coal, fish. We should throw the fish back in some pond. Not in our pond though. Did I take all construction pots? I think I took all of them. Yeah, we just got a rare one sitting in chests. Laser turrets. Oh, we have another chest of those. So we won't be running out of those anytime soon. How is it with our stocks of walls? We are overproducing slightly, it seems. That should do it. Are we still producing 1800 military science per minute? Does look like it. Whoop should allow us pet bugs. We actually did manage to capture some pet biters in one of the openings of the Dead World version of this map. We basically got a biter expansion in our starting area, but they don't expand into a base because one of their expanding fellows is stuck in the forest and he cannot find a way around the tree, so he gets stuck there forever. And these guys are stuck in my base waiting forever for that guy stuck in the trees to start their expansion. So that means we got a group of biters stuck in the middle of our base. As long as we don't disturb them, they shall peacefully remain there for the rest of the game. I think we're gonna go ahead with that game because it's just too funny. With that save for the biter expansion for the Dead World version. Alright, so we got two big fights in here. The forested guys, which not too big, but they are pretty forested. And then we got this giant cluster of bases, which is the biggest nest we will have fought so far. So we'll see how that goes. But I think the first thing we'll do is just clear the peninsula over here. And go from there. Let's make a save from time to time in case something goes wrong dramatically. Okay, 33k on board. Yeah, that's taking a while. That's fine. Let's see how much Prometheum science we still have left on Nauvis. Should have more than plenty still because we researched mining productivity as well. Oh yeah, we still have a lot. 900k is left still. 1 hour left until we get another 360 SPM free boost from research productivity. Okay, we should actually make a... There's a lot of behemoth biters there. Here they come. No, they just get zapped out of existence. Not even a challenge. There is going to be some behemoth worms in these expansions for sure. Right, at least we don't have landfill this time. Just a beautiful sight. Can't help it. It doesn't get old. It remains fun to fight the biters this way. Playing Grabba Start with Dead World Marathon. I haven't done a Grabba Start game just yet. I'm kind of curious how that would go. I have zero experience with that iron copper bacteria cycle, as apart from my new player experience, which was like a very long time ago. So I probably wouldn't fare very well. Yeah, the one thing is clear though, we are past the we have power spiked ahead. Of whatever there's left to evolve on Nauvis. Okay, the behemoth worms can still kill me fairly fast. I have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I think we'll block this off first now. As long as we have power lines and lasers, we can just move ahead without deconstructing every single time. Okay, this one does seem like the last border we want to take. We won't go beyond this line. I guess technically we don't need to take this nest on just yet either. Except if we want to take the iron patch. So maybe we'll do it. Then we'll just clear these guys. Something like that. Okay, for now, this is the line. Lasers, we still have plenty. think we can take all of it. I'm too slow. The lasers already kill everything before I can even paste. Right, so we won't go for those guys, but we will go for these guys down here. So I probably want to look strategy. We're doing strategy again. We want to take these guys from the left side. So we don't trigger too many fighters from the nest on the left. Well, we still have stuff left, so down we go. That was a line. They do call for help from a pretty far distance away, it seems. That is part of the southern big cluster, and these are part of the other big nest. Okay, those guys shouldn't react on my bots, except for the worms, but still no behemoth worms here. It's kind of surprising, we are pretty far out. Okay, we have basically surrounded the remaining biters in here. I guess we'll spiral inwards. We walled up all of the nests, so that's alright. Just randomly plopping blobs down now. Weird. I have no lapse in uploads. No dropped frames. Are we back on YouTube as well? I assume we're back on YouTube as well. If that's not the case, then please say something. If your phone is broken, please call. Okay, we're back. Alright. Well, you didn't miss anything new, so it's not too bad. I wish there was a toggle for deconstruct cliffs and not deconstruct cliffs and all of those things, basically. Yeah, we still have to catch the nest in the middle before completely escaping. You can avoid deconstructing cliffs by using Control X. Yeah, but that also deletes my walls. I do need to use a deconstruction planner filtered for the specific things I want to whitelist. I guess I'm not using roboports anymore, so those would be deleted. Can I add cliffs to this? Yeah, but that would mark the cliffs for deconstruction, so yeah, that's not going to work. I need to unmark the cliffs for deconstruction. But let's not think about it too much. Does not really matter. Try not to move. I'll die on the last tiny nest over here. Yeah, that would not work. I have the construction planner with cliffs marked here. If I shift use that, all the cliffs will get unmarked for deconstruction. So we got something. Alright, let's get ready for the big retreat. We did all of the biter bases in front of the line. It looks like we missed one turret over there, but we will pick it up when we get there. That's the entirety of it. Let's quickly pick up the one turret we forgotten somewhere over here. Oh, there's the worm. I don't think I can Yeah, we're not going to be beating a medium worm to that, that's for sure. He cannot stay though. We got enough Johnnies as it is. We'll Control Z our way out of existence again. Alright, we probably, we have like 200 damage turrets. So we do wanna repair all of them. That was not even all, I'm pretty sure. Okay, it was all. Not too bad. Blacklist walls, cliffs, trees and rocks. Does that work? There used to be a billion Nauvis trees. I don't think I have a way to... Is this a tree? I cannot filter for dead trees. So if I blacklist this, alright, I'm not deconstructing any trees. We are deconstructing fish and rocks. I could try to make a blacklist. Should work, right? Instead of having whitelist, just blacklist. I don't know, I feel like I will forget about something which will go disastrously wrong. So I'll just stick to what I have. Okay, now we gotta go in for the big one. And then we have unlocked 2 new stone mines. 43 minutes until we got the free SPM increase. I really do wonder if we will be able to get over the bump of the sheer amount of infinite technologies and all of the other technologies we need to research. Before getting the power of endgame megabases. Not only the stacked belts, but also things like 300% low density structure productivity for lossless quality upcycling and all that kind of stuff. That's gonna get expensive real quick, and each technology is gonna... There's gonna be a long time of researching before we get to the OP state. Right, I think for this one we do need a plan. This is a big cluster nest 1. I kind of want to think about this maybe a little bit. So I think we'll just try to go in sort of a horseshoe shape around. I think that should do the trick. Starting on this edge of the horseshoe. That way there will always be the least amount of distant worms which can shoot at my turrets for free. Let's see how much turrets did we lose. 20 turrets and 12 bots. This is acceptable losses. 100 turrets and 29 bots overall. Looks like this time I'm doing way better than in the last stream. I don't know why, but I think we're fighting the same enemy type. We didn't have to deal with behemoth worms either. Trees can block biters from spawning if they're placed in the right area, but the tree interaction box is much bigger than the tree hitbox. Like, unlike the rock, the rock has the same hitbox and interaction box, I think, but the trees have a very small hitbox but a very big interaction box, so they're actually not they're also not placed like on the tile grid. They're placed like randomly, so it's not very reliable. I don't think we need to do much else. We'll just save it once more. Okay. There's not really a threatening amount of biters nearby. There is one worm in there, but sure. Ow. Nice and slowly. I want to keep as many of the fight on screen as I can, but that is fairly dangerous. A horseshoe maneuver 1. I'm not going in though. The bots can do the dirty work there. Let's try to keep it to a single line of turrets here. Yeah, it is fairly dangerous to go in all the spit area. So we're definitely incurring some more losses on this fight. Okay. Oh yeah, we're not done yet. I think that's all the worms. Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, sure, go ahead, ditch. DCC. Yeah, that's fairly easy again. We do have enough walls to do the big fight as well. I guess we'll just do it now, because eventually we will want to claim that iron. Ah wait, I'm saying we have enough walls, but we haven't walled up this giant base just yet. Starting out with about 7.5k. Let's see how much we have left at the end of this. I forgot the hotkey. Shift. Right click. Okay. I think it's that one. That was the biggest one. Let's hope that this doesn't connect the entire power grid. Because we are deconstructing a lot of power poles with the shift click shenanigans. Yeah, the time we had to be careful to not disconnect the power network though. Kinda behind us as well. We don't really care too much if we get some damage and destroyed stuff. It's easy to recover now. As long as we don't randomly accidentally die in some very damaging behemoth spit, we should be fine. Okay. I don't see any lasers flashing anywhere. So I guess that's good. 1,000 lasers left. We don't have enough walls, I think. We spent exactly half-ish. We have probably got slightly too few walls to take on this nest. We can still do it, but then we'll have to come back with more walls. It's entirely disconnected. I do want to take these guys down. We have power? Okay, we do. Alright, so these guys have done some damage to the mineability of my iron patch. It's one of the only patches we actually lost a part of. despite trying to protect it a little. So all that combined anti-expansion shenanigans has really been helping a lot. Shift right click. It's not that hard to remember. Probably should really make just the updated version of this one. Alright. Science still going well. We are still at Aquilo. We are up to 57k out of the 80k quantum processors. We have a large amount of stuff. All the numbers are of stupid proportions in this playthrough. Which stuff am I selecting? Up here? Guess we'll use this broken shard to repair the damage. Alright, it's the last ones. Okay, technically we have cleared enough biters. Should we go for the big one? I think it's the only one we need to take if we want to mine this iron patch. So let's just do it. A little bit more time investment now that we're here anyway with the stuff. Or we'll need to bring all stuff over specifically again later. Alright, that's the big... Okay, this nest doesn't even fit on the screen. Even with my extra zoom out capacity. Well, we're gonna lose a lot of stuff on this nest, that's for sure. Yeah, we did lose a giant spike of... this is not that bad, like 10, 11 lasers. And bots as well. It's nothing too crazy. We're gonna get like zapped by behemoth worms from the back though, so that's a little bit annoying. Can we span? We can. I think we can start from the bottom here. We're gonna have a lot of worms from the back zapping our turrets in the front though. We have to go around one way or the other, so there's not too much I can do about it. We cannot go the entire width of the nest. It's too large. So this is big nest 2. Big nest 2. We don't have enough walls probably, but we will be coming back with mining equipment anyway and a lot of bells, so we can take a couple stacks of walls. as well. It's not a big issue if we are shooting some worms or some biters which aren't walled off yet. So let's see how it goes. You just really want to start all the way at the bottom. Hopefully they aren't smart enough to heat up one of these power lines. That would be bad. Okay, yeah, we got these behemoth worms in the back now. That's also not great. Right, here goes nothing. This is a bad way to enter though. We're gonna create a little bit of a back line at least. Let's do that and we'll start heading up. So many worms. Alright, so be it. Those turrets are gonna get destroyed. We're gonna keep moving around. Try to get those placed. That might do a little bit. Dude, this nest is absolutely huge. So we're finally getting to the encirclement phase. All right. Let's enjoy the laser show a little. How is power doing amidst all of this? Okay, we are using a little bit of accumulator charge again, which we haven't done for the longest time. We are of course doing the full, all of the research science packs. Let's quickly take a look at military science. I think I don't know if we're still... No, we're still at 1800 SPM. Right, let's go back. Imagine getting back to one-time science cost through research productivity, yeah. Thanks Salia for the raid. Let's actually first go over it with the cliff on the constructor. Heck yeah. Diplomacy has begun. Diplomacy has never stopped. Oh, this is gonna take... Oh, yikes! I forgot. Wait, there are still worms alive here. I'm just... getting my behind handed to me in the middle of the nest. I think we're gonna just try to plop a couple lasers down in the middle, because I'm surely not gonna reach. As long as the power line gets placed, some lasers. That should help me deal with the biters in the middle of these giant nests. While we are placing the walls. It's a lot of biter pieces. Oh boy. How many research productivities do you aim to get? I think we'll start with like 4 or 5. I will see when it gets... At some point it starts to be better to go towards 10 million science packs for legendary quality, so we can upgrade our productivity modules in the labs and across the board, I suppose. But the first couple levels of research productivity actually seem to offer more bang for the buck, so we're going for those first. And I suppose we also want a couple more levels of mining productivity to strengthen everything on the other side of the spectrum. I think I'm just gonna put the repair packs in the inventory. That way we will also repair all the walls. Alright, this is the last battle though. After this we're gonna play some normal person Factorio. Which means doing stuff like building mining outposts. Everybody's favorite job. Alright, that was half of my walls already, I think. I was secretly hoping the nests would be clustered enough to have a lot of overlap here. But I don't think we're gonna get away with it. Okay, 500 walls left. Yeah, no chance of having enough. Alright, that's all of them. Right. Yeah, that... maybe I should research energy shield equipment. Perhaps. If we want to do more of this kind of shenanigans. Right. So we are missing a little bit. Let's see. It might be good to clear up a couple of these expansions. Like this line or something. No, that's fine. To manually connect the power line, the bots betray me all the time. All right. I think that's all in the area we claimed. So now we just gotta go pick up some more walls. A couple thousand. And I guess we want to take a couple copies of... we do have the mining drills. I think we need more beacons. I guess we could technically just paste the mining drill blueprint twice and see what we are missing. Did I make it into a blueprint? We snap it to an absolute grid again. Okay, so that's what we want. Okay, we are missing 32 beacons. That's annoying because that doesn't tell you how many modules you are missing in the beacons. We got Mark II's speed and Mark II efficiency in here. I think we have exactly enough speeds. We do have some Mark III efficiency. Well, it looks like we're using only Mark II's. So we don't resell them. We just need this one. Let's make it 4.3. And the other one, 3.6. That's what we really want to mine right now. So we just need a whole lot of red belts again. And a couple stacks of ores. How many bots are in your armor? I only got the Mark I Roboport still. We can control 192 bots. It's not even that many. There's 6 Roboports to put some inventory. So there's that. How is the ship doing? Still loading. Above Aquilo. 67k, so not too much more longer before we will start to produce signs again. We might actually have to make sure we can actually place it. Alright, so walls. That's probably too many, 10k. 6k walls. And then the rest is gonna be red bells. A lot of red bells as well. So... don't think we need that many undergrounds. We might need a bunch of splitters. I know if we're gonna use green belt sections a lot. But... some green undergrounds and green splitters we should probably take. And blue seems unlikely. Okay, we do need to throw the fish back in some pond before they spoil. It cannot be my starter pond. That one is calibrated. I forgot the beacons. We needed extra beacons. I have no more productivities. Let's take all of them. If the bots allow me. I will take a couple more. Sure, let's go. Tron did get boosted beyond belief, I would say, in Factorio 2.0 because of the inventory grid and quality equipment. Okay, looks like we're back. Suppose we should first wall off whatever there's left to wall. I forgot to take the red belts. Fine, fine, fine. Let's first throw the fish back. Fish shall live. We can get rid of our fighting equipment. Is anybody spawning? Hardly. Or we're just insta-zapping everybody. That's possible as well. Final retreat. Okay, that's all the expansions, I think. We just gotta finish up the main nest. We were somewhere over here. Probably gotta start like from the center out, kinda-ish. I guess we're just gonna go up. We'll see how it goes. We do have some laser turrets in the middle. Okay, I think we're getting away with it. Seems very likely I will have missed a couple nests here and there. Don't see anything firing anymore. Okay, there is something. We have a half-minute cooldown when a behemoth spawns, so you really gotta look at it for a while. I think that was a biter. Looks like we did misplace something over here. We'll just pretend. Yep, I'm hearing some stuff spawning. Better. Alright, we're just gonna slowly retreat our laser turrets. That should be it. We're gonna start from the top, or this corner. Let's just go back the way we came in, I suppose. That makes the most sense. So far, so good. Why are capturing and not destroying the nests? Nostalgia. We got so far without destroying the nests. We're gonna try to keep our hands clean, politically speaking. For the rest of the game. Now we just gotta snake our power line back out of here. And it will be like we were never here. This area is not impenetrable when it comes to biter expansions though, so we could get surprised. There we go with the blacklist. Now we'll be deconstructing my belts here. Which I'm gonna deconstruct anyway, I suppose. When we protected this area, we didn't even have underground belts yet. We didn't have logistics when we explored all the way out here and tried to protect the lands. That is how long ago it was that we were here. We haven't been here in over 500 hours on the map. Alright, 3 stone patches have been secured. Those were the most important resources to hook up, I suppose. Right, and that's it. Power Snake is gone. And we control a whole bunch of the land. I think if we look at the it's gonna be deep red everywhere, so it doesn't really tell us a lot. See if something in the base is blinking at least. Yeah, one of the water chunks is now selected for expansion. So this is the reason we can still fight the biters in some sort of a normal way. All of these chunks on the water. All of these chunks in my base, which don't actually work for the biters. Alright, so I guess we go back to the base. We got a couple damaged turrets. No damaged anything else. Let's go. Then we'll pick up the red belts we forgot. So still looking pretty dirty over here. Right, 2 minutes. Fighting done. 2 min till Resprot 2. 360 SPM we should be gaining. We should be at, let me think, 6264 SPM. 6264. If we look over the last hour, surely we'll see that. 6264 SPM. That's basically 1800 signs per minute multiplied by biolab stuff. So 1800 signs packs a minute multiplied by 2 for the biolabs multiplied by 1.74 for 10% which we have already plus the productivity modules. That's exactly 6264. We're gonna get another 360 SPM. Science is gonna shoot up to 6624 in about a minute and a half for free. Crazy powerful. At some point it's not gonna be too long until we exceed 10k SPM, I think. We're gonna get there. Alright, let's go back to hello Johnnies. Military science cliffs and put back all of the walls. We got some special ones over here for laser turrets. I guess we'll keep all of these in here. The crappy bots and some repair packs. I don't think we need to do much more precise than that. I kind of like my extra inventory space. Maybe we're just going to keep it. I do not like that my inventory is scrollable though. That is kind of annoying. But it is kind of nice if you want to like bring like 12,000 bells or something. If we can bring 12k bells, we'll bring another line of those as well. It's like the bots robbed me again of... Ah no, they didn't. Yeah, I think that surely should be enough. There we go. Nothing should happen really, so I don't know why I'm going to look over here, but... Yeah, the green bar is still overtaking the purple bar, but it's pretty close. 84% research productivity, 64 from the modules, 20 from tech. It's gonna spiral out of control, I hope. I think it's gonna spiral into control though. Science buffer 800k. Ship still above Aquilo. I'm pretty sure it's about to depart. We still need to launch up fuel cells as well. 79,000 of the 80,000 quantum processors are on board. And we only have 7,000 left on the planet. That's pretty good. That's exactly all of those quantum processors are produced by this single quantum processor maker. Funnily enough, 150,000 products finished by now. If we look at the processor, I think that has been stable for I don't know how long. 93.2 a minute for 20 hours or so. Alright. How long does this tech take? 4 hours until another 360 SPM. That's gonna push us up to almost 7k SPM. Before we go, let's do a planet check. Planet check. Sometimes you gotta check your stuff just to see what's going on all the planets. Let's start with Vulcanus. See how our tungsten patches are doing. 2.2 million remaining here. The core is still idle. These are our richest tungsten patches. These should be pretty poor by now. There's 175k left here. That's pretty bad. From 3 million. We got like 500k left here. A lot of mining drills have run out. So at some point we need to get back to Vulcanus to hook up more. This is idle because quality tungsten is full. These are all quality drills. How is coal? I think coal should be better. I think we already hooked up 8 mil. This is what I mean. This is why I don't do... We mined up this entire 8 million coal patch and this entire 5 million coal patch already. Just for making the local science pack. Without any purple signs or military signs whatsoever. We did hook up this patch over here. It looks like I forgot to note how much coal that was. It looks to be... This is the backup coal patch. I think it should be about 6 million. But yeah, tungsten is running quite dry. We still have back pressure on the belt, so we're still producing signs at 1800 SPM. Purple science is entirely made from infinite resources, except from the plastics which we are bringing over from Nauvis. So it's all iron, copper and stone, which is made on site. That shouldn't change. Alright, it does look good. Vulcanus looks okay still, but we do need some new tungsten patches. It's probably the first planet that needs attention. Gleba should run eternally for forever. We are sometimes bringing over bioflux, that's a new change. We have some carbon fiber production going. All of that should be basically infinite. Since we're here now, let's watch a launch. I think walls go like 100 in a rocket. It's not really worth it. Maybe 50 even. Yeah, 100 per rocket. So that's like less than 200 military science packs. That's like 0.2 military science packs per launch. So it does not really work out. Alright, so yeah, Gleba should be eternal. As long as we don't disturb the balance. Better don't touch anything. Fulgora. Fulgora is not infinite, but should be pretty good. 25 million initially, 22 million now. Let's check. We have 12 of those patches. 28 down to 25. 29 down to 26. 27 to 24. So it looks like we have mined about 3 million scrap from every patch. Which means we still should be good for probably hundreds of hours. Before we need to do any replacements. Alright, and then Aquilo. Aquilo is doing... Okay, the ship has left. The ship has not left. We are now launching up the fuel cells. The ship is about to leave. Let's make a save then. Prometheum about to leave Aquilo for Nauvis. Ah, we are launching 2,000 of those up. I thought 1,200. Wait a second. That is going to be stuck forever. It's good to see. That is why we look every now and then. So how many fuel cells do I want on board? I guess then 2,000. Do we have 2,000? We'll find out soon. Available on the planet 5,000 more. So I suppose should be fine. We're just going to launch up a couple more stacks then. I think I changed that at some point, after we started running fusion power on Nauvis. Let's check Nauvis. How is Nauvis doing? So we got a fusion power plant with 1k and a half k and another 500 in here somewhere, probably. So we got like 2k fuel cells on board. We probably can build more fusion power if we want to. It's kind of funny though, we have like every power source in the book we are actively running. We have solar, accumulators, nuclear, fusion, and even the old steam power engines are sometimes used. Looks like we haven't used them anymore since fusion power. But they are still there, ready to shoot whenever it's necessary. How is iron and copper doing? Let's check the main bus, which should be somewhere down here. So much bells. Should be somewhere down here. Okay, it looks like one side is not coming in anymore. So we should have a 9th. I think this is the backup. So you can see the backup is now moving the belt that is missing right here. So either want to balance this or... Yeah, it looks like we have started to use some of the backup copper. So we got 4 main patches each producing 2 belts. And then the backup over here. We got the same for iron. If we can find iron somewhere. Where's iron even coming from? I kind of forgot. It's coming from here. Giant iron bus. Oh yeah, here we got the backup iron. The backup iron is not moving yet. So we're not that much in a hurry. Let's check the patches. This was 14 million, it's down to 10. We've been running on this like forever. The copper backup patch is over here, so that is mining just a little. We got sort of a main copper over here, 4B, 4A. Yeah, the copper sources were a bit shoddy. This is main copper 3. That is the one which is producing half the belt apparently. The front one has run out. Coal from 10 down to 6. How is the backup coal doing? The backup coal is moving since we expanded military science. The backup coal has become one of the main coals. Plastic coal. Yikes. 1.8 left. Is this the backup coal now? It appears to be the backup coal. Yeah, we are priority inputting from far away. So this is our backup coal patch. Which means we are mining all the new ones which have 5 to 10 million before that one. And we just unlocked a couple new copper patches and iron patches though, even a new coal patch. So we have options. Alright, we'll quickly go over the ships as well, just to see. So we're waiting for science now, that's good. We are picking up a lot of stuff. Why do we carry 1200 fuel cells? Oh yeah, I think that's like a backup. In case we are not running the Prometheum science ship, we are also carrying fuel with this ship. $1,200 cells might be a bit much. I remember this ship sometimes had inventory problems, so let's bring it down a bit. The Glaben science ship circles between Glaba and there goes those rockets, as well as the bioflux has just launched. That means we should get fresh bioflux again. The rest just spoils, but we drop spoilage off on Nauvis. And we are bringing the freshest bioflux to the Biterek facility. That works well. The science platforms have been going for I don't know how long. This thing has created 76,000 science packs at this pace, so it's been going for a while. Of course, we also have the copy of it that has been going less long, 43,000 science packs. We are no longer doing iron from space. Two calcite slab haulers should be in phase, roughly. They drift out of phase a little bit, but at least they're flying both at the same time, so that's good. About 4k kilometers behind. We could try and fix that right now. We just send it back to Vulcanus for 2k kilometer. So until 36 and then we'll flip it around again. Then they're going to be in phase again. I'm not sure we can create enough coal in Vulcan's orbit to move military science there. Okay, something like this, 11.4, 11.2. Okay, 12k, 12k. Doesn't need to be that precise. But you know how it goes on this channel. 12.5, 12.5. Okay, that's probably good enough. Alright, I'm not going to touch that anymore. The Zip Tie Deluxe is just bringing fuel cells. Looks like I did use it for bioflux at some point, but that's no longer the case. So maybe we'll just delete that. This is the only ship that is not a laser ship. It was designed before the laser restriction. It's actually doing work now. The intended way. The Solar System Edge ship has only made one trip. I guess it has made one trip and one trip back. Completed trips too. It went out there to the Solar System Edge with just laser turrets and walls and came back. The Space Casino has been making iron now for about 50 hours. We've gotten almost 1 million rare iron plates out of that. That's my practice session with the Space Casino for when we unlock legendaries. The trawler has a complicated part as well. It goes to Gleba to bring rocket parts there. Preferably from Fulgora, we're picking him up, but we have a backup to pick him up on Nauvis. Fulgora. Yeah, we should have stocks and stocks of those. And here's our science ship. It has flown away from Aquilo, out on the way to Nauvis, where it's gonna rest in orbit until we have less than 10,000. I think we should up that a little bit. Let's fly off a little bit earlier, because these last belts don't empty out evenly. We dip in science production at the last moment. I think we're going to get rid of input priority here. Let's just let it all flow naturally. Most of it should go on the green belt. Alright, I think that this is my personal spaceship still. I think that it's looking alright. Let's check some of the more critical systems, like the bioflux. It's about 44% fresh. It should be a little bit less fresh in here, 34. So that has been stable. This is basically dictated by how large our bioflux reserves are. The larger we make them, the less fresh this is going to be. So we kept it at about 1/3 fresh with 40 minutes of freshness when it gets consumed. That way we can have a large buffer. Over here on the belt. This is the only quality system that can still clog up. some point we'll have to either disable that or do something else. The LDS for science is productivity module. The LDS for the rocket parts are quality module, because we didn't really want to do it, but we didn't have enough of these for making our spaceship. So we remedy that a little by doing that. I guess now we do have enough. We're starting to run out of blue chips, if nothing else. Got like 2 chests and a little bit left. I don't think I want to rebuild anything quality related until we have legendary quality though. So how are our temporaries doing? I think we don't need to do anything on those just yet. In fact, we could probably delete those, but we still have all of these chests full of nuclear fuel cells except one. None of these items. We are using some walls. No repair packs have been launched. A couple repair packs have been launched of uncommon. No lasers, no railguns. Looks like one asteroid collector has been launched. No power lines. So the damage and replacements in space are not too bad. Yeah, we are destroying, at the moment we are destroying the complete collection. About to arrive on Nauvis. So we have been destroying the complete biter egg production in these rare heating towers. But pretty soon we should start to launch up biter eggs automatically, which is gonna override most of the destroying, except for a little bit, because we need a way to empty the rocket silos. So just continuously destroying biter eggs in here. I guess this is a kind of a critical moment. Yeah, the railguns aren't doing much anymore. Putting productivity, especially productivity 3 in all of this, was maybe a little bit overkill in hindsight, but I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. So yeah, the flight time of almost 13 hours and 40 minutes to loop around. We are flying for 5 hours, loading on Aquilo for 2 hours almost, and then producing science around Nauvis orbit for 7 hours. Here we go. We got requests. It's taking the bots a while, but that's 4 rockets done. That is the most synchronous bot launch I've ever seen. What the heck? We are loading with bots, right? I'm loading with inserters. Okay, I'm loading with inserters, that's why it's super synchronous. I will see how this continues on. At some point we should have the required biter eggs on board, and then these are gonna go out of sync. They have to go out of sync, that's important, so it can eventually leave again, I think. No, it would be better if they stay in sync, but they won't. So we had a different way, which I keep forgetting how it works, to actually make the ship leave and not have continuous launches of biter eggs going up. Looks alright though. Let's look on board. Science production has started again. We got 80,000 quantum processors to consume. And 1.6 million more asteroid chunks. It looks like we are just over 1.7 million on the belts. So that's going to take the next 7 hours. Producing 1.5 million science packs. Draining all of these belts. That's a lot of belts. Nobody said it was not a lot of belts. That's going to take some time. But time is what we have plenty of. Alright. I think the check went well. All seems okay except tungsten ore. Really? So I think after we have stone set up on Nauvis, I think Vulcanus is the next planet which is gonna get some overhauling. What's going on here? Ah yeah, right, this is like you see the chunk border, it's right here. This is a nice green expansion chunk because it has no entities. All of these steam engines are in this chunk over here, but we do need to place anti-biter blocking stuff in this chunk over here. So we've chosen steam engines because the steam engines, as far as the game is concerned, they are in this chunk. So we got a couple more nice green chunks for our biter decoy stuff. I guess the same is true on this side with the storage tanks. We needed a wall piece just on the wrong side of the chunk. Hey Zinc5, thanks for the 19 months. Can't believe this project is still interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised myself as well. I thought it would we would just make the last science pack and it would be done. But it even remains fun to play. Alright, so we got one stone patch here. This is our design now. Let's go and build it on the 2 new stone patches as well, and then we'll figure out how to actually connect it to the existing stone patches. I suppose, I guess the best is to use the other ones as backups, but I kind of want to just mine them out as far as I can. Right, we will put the blueprint on there for now. We'll try to find the best configuration of drills. So these back ones have 1.1 million, this is 1.5 and 1.7. So it probably means we want to move the entire structure to the front a bit. 1.4, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2. 1.2, 1.2, 1.5, 1.4. I guess same, only different. So I guess this is going to be the layout. Eventually we can place mining drills along the edges, but not right now. Stone Eins. There is the misspelled save game name, if I hadn't done that already. Alright, the blueprint. I don't have any bots on me, do I? I threw away the crappy bots, but I didn't pick up the good ones. The blueprint, yeah, does have a little bit of a problem. If I make this, we should be able to upgrade planner the blueprint, downgrading the rare quality belts to normal ones. Okay, so that's good. So now if I switch on the roboport, we're just gonna have the well, what can you do? Portal mod would be nice. What am I complaining about, man? I got a rare mech armor full of exoskeletons. They're fine. How far ahead is this live stream of the last video? It looks fairly far. I think about 300 hours. I think we're at about 300 hours in after we did the Nauvis Foundry overhaul and departed for Falgora. That's not the last video. That video is on Patreon now. The last video on YouTube at the moment is, I guess, 280 hours when we arrive back from Vulcanus with the goods to overhaul Nauvis. Bots. I was here for the bots. Right. Back we go. I should have more coffee. I have half a sip left in the thermos. That's probably going to be cold. Okay, let's see that I don't run into biters yet again. We're already too far south. Okay, editing Mike needs his saves, so let's override the stone. Let's actually, you know, uncheck your bingo square. I did not misspell this save game name. There is no evidence of that whatsoever. All seems okay except look, perfectly spelled. Yeah, I think that bingo square is not gonna get filled in this time. Right, not missing anything. Where is power gonna come from? From over there. Ah, I did not bring normal power poles, only the rare ones. 39 though, 39 is a lot. We should be able to cross like 39 chunks with that. So I hope we're going to be alright. Let's first fly over to this stone patch, which would have been nice if I brought some landfill, wouldn't it? But oh well. Yeah, we're gonna need that. Okay, it does look like the densest part is over here, so let's see how it would fit the best. 900k 1.2 million, 900k 1.3 million. That's about as good as we're gonna get it. Yeah, that's just dead on. Yeah, we are missing... How am I missing another 20 beacons? It's good I'm missing the landfill anyway. I really don't need those extra carrying things, right? Or flying back to the base every instant whatsoever. Well, fortunately it's only like 2000 meters. Ben the fish has been helping us out, not getting lost on this map since forever. Oh boy. I'm sure glad we don't have to do this anymore. Alright, what did we need again? Landfill and beacons. How about modules? I'm gonna hope no. If not, we'll have to come back yet another time. Let's gonna start up this guy again. We're making our rare beacons exclusively from uncommon ingredients to get rid of some of them. I have a feeling we needed something else. Is it landfill? I think it's landfill. It does kind of feel like it's getting faster, but yeah, no. The cost of research productivity is growing much faster than the time savings of the increase is giving us, unfortunately. We're getting like what? 360 SPM is like, we get like 6% extra research speed out of it for free. And I think the tags become like 1.7, 2.0. Yeah, the tags become like 15, at least 15% more expensive. Maybe more. Where were we? Somewhere here and then even further. Alright, we are not missing anything. Finally. We are missing power lines in here. This blueprint is not really that finished. Apparently. How did I power line this one? Let's update it. Alright, that's one. So that is in total 3 new stone patches. I'm just gotta figure out how to connect this and this guy to over here. It kind of looks like we want to come in somewhere over here. We gotta check where our expansion chunks are. Those are all well out of the way, so we can basically belt it wherever we want. We don't want to interfere with the green chunks, because we want them to do this. It's working every time, 95% of the time. But yeah, that's not in our way, so we just need to find a logical, nice flowing path where we can insert like 6 new belts of stone. That's the entirety. So it does kind of seem like we want to get... We could use these old belts again, it kind of makes sense. And then just hijack them going straight and turning them into here basically, instead of going around this weird old splitter. This is all filled up now, it's ready for the museum. So sure. Can we then follow this 6 belt array? I mean, we can go straight. That does cross the copper. Or we can follow the band. Kinda wanna go straight. Pick up the old belts. I'll go to half speed so we can follow it a little bit with the scrolling. Let's see what we encounter on the way. Got across copper. This all looks alright. No base in the way yet. Here's a giant base in the way. But that's almost it's already good. I'm just gonna paste that there. That's pretty decent. We need 4 of those. But the rest we can figure out from over here, I suppose. So we're just gonna use this and plow on straight with 4 of the belts. And then the other 2 will join at some point. Alright, so we got these 2 belts coming out of here. Pretty much just gonna go straight. And then the other 2 belts will have to come from a bit further away. Let's see what we can do here. We can technically go through biter bases now. It'd also be nice to just turn. And at some point turn this direction and just keep going. Yeah, that seems to be possible. Then we just gotta find a way through this biter base. We do seem to have a way over here. Right, that's gonna be the orientation then. So then we just need to connect it. And we are not gonna be conserving trees. We don't necessarily need to go down here. We probably just want to start from this point then. As long as I don't shift control click, we should be fine. The biters will spawn on the belts. In fact, we relied on that during one of our other playthroughs, the one where we had to kill the biters for resources, literally. We had iron biters, copper biters, coal biters, oil biters, uranium biters. Everything. I got rid of all my repair packs. That's fine. We're just gonna plow through the forest. We should be able to go straight all the way. I don't know why I brought stacks and stacks of underground. Because we're not gonna be needing them. And somebody... Yeah, okay, thank you. Alright, this is why we brought over the green belts, I suppose. I think this guy can make it. This guy can just go under. But this guy... Yes, too far to connect. Looks like it can be a blue belt. To go under the biter base. Alright, where's our other line? I think it will... we have the chunk grid enabled, that's the bane of my existence. not great. I guess we'll keep it for now. We'll see. We can always do something about that later. We'll try to restore at least a little bit. Right. The great question now then becomes, what do we prioritize? I suppose we first need to connect power to the stone mines, so we can start actually filling up those wells. I think this no longer has meaning. I guess the easiest one to power is the closest one. Let's start with the one furthest away, since those are the bells. This stream still F on YouTube. YouTube is not receiving enough data. I am uploading enough data. Okay, we do seem to be back on the YouTube side as well now. More or less. And no, it's gone. Never mind, we're not back. We are not back at all. It is really strange. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I suppose let's follow the water line. We can go above. Suppose. Okay, that doesn't work. Technically, power lines should block this. Can I real quick do this? Shouldn't be doing. I don't have any laser turrets on me. What am I even thinking? I don't have a flamethrower ammo. I don't have laser turrets. That was a mistake. But we got away with it. If the enemy doesn't take advantage, let me just send 2 more test messages, just see if it's good. Should come after just a little bit. Alright, that is still connected at least. YouTube is flickering on and off for some reason. Alright, we just need to connect it to the power line. Is being able to draw power lines. Trees, alright, we do have. Okay, no, it's not a lot of pollution. I thought it was deep red, but it's not so bad. Alright, so that's coming. Then we just need to do the bottom patch, which is even more straightforward. 12 power lines left, so we're good. We even have the old... the old line here. I do not have radars on me. Probably do wanna... We're gonna go grab some. Yeah, YouTube is still going off and on again. Have you tried switching it off and on again? I wish it wasn't switching off and on again, to be honest. I'll just throw all of that away. And we're gonna be grabbing radars. I don't think I still have. I do have 3 more. We did build 3 stone patches, so that should be good. Okay, we see some dips in research. Something is off. I do wonder what it is. It's happening every 4 or 5 minutes. So which science pack is responsible? May or may not be Glaben signs. Yeah, we don't have enough Glaben signs somehow. So maybe my ship is not fast enough. $10K. Do I have 10 silos or 11? 10 silos. Alright, and I did change the schedule on that guy. So we're just waiting for 30 seconds instead of for 10K signs. Maybe that 30 seconds is too long. I think we just shouldn't be waiting on Nauvis at all. It will be waiting if nuclear fuel is needed. They launch up per 10 cells, so we should only be waiting for fuel, I suppose. The rest is all inactive. So basically we shouldn't be waiting at all. I don't know why it was set to 30 seconds. I will just wait only if more time passed. Let's go with 15 seconds. We don't want to be waiting for it. Only when the rocket silos are not busy we want it launched. So we're gonna arrive on Gleba now. I guess we'll see This rocket silo fills up and then the science starts to go to waste. So yeah, rocket silo full. Now this science goes to waste, and that is why we have the science dips. The ship was waiting for too long, and too much science goes to waste. What does it? Apparently it does, because alright, I do also want to leave if science is not coming though, so that is why I changed it to 30 seconds. I think that this should be alright. Now we will no longer wait on Nauvis, which means we're going to be back in time on Gleba. Let's keep an eye on that, if we remember. Hey sheep. And Robo, back on YouTube, looks like it's working again, a little bit. More or less. More less than more, I suppose. Okay, we were here for the raiders. We have 3 rare raiders left. This is potentially gonna scan some new terrain, but sure. In that case, let's do this thing. This is powered. We'll hook it up to the richest miner again. We'll read entire patch. Send it to the radar network. $45 million iron, 30 million copper, 16 million coal, 8.9 million stone now with this new patch. It's not the most useful information, but something. Okay, here the richest one is that one. Alright, so now we're up to 13 million stone. 4.3 added. And then the last patch is somewhere over there. I think we're making some more rare raiders after this. Right, here we are. And the richest one is this one on the bottom. And we're up to 17 million stone. So yeah, still stone is the lowest resource of them all. But it's going. Check. Okay, the first belt starts to deplete a little bit, the first stack. Still have plenty of signs to go through. 1.4 million left. 3,000 X on board. We have eaten up like 9,000 quantum processors of the 80,000. So yeah, it's gonna take a while still. Alright. See if the stone has all the way made it to the front yet. It has. Yeah, let's check Gleba. Back to Nauvis. Okay, I don't see any signs which made it past this time. Ideally what happens now is the ship is actually gonna wait for the last rocket. The last rocket is not quite going to be ready for loading, for launching. which means the ship is going to be back in time. Okay, we do see that bump has kind of disappeared now. Okay, so we had the bumps from Glaber Science, that's already gone, so the last launch already was fine. We will probably see the ship depart immediately now. Just a flyby to drop off the equipment and immediately turn around. Yeah, like that. Hold on. We didn't get a chance to... Yeah, we're not dropping anything. Okay, that's not working. Okay. So let's at least wait for 10 seconds then. Okay, we'll just wait for 10 seconds and cargo. That should be enough time to drop what we need to drop. We'll go for 10k cargo. We'll put it at the bottom. And at least 100 bioflux, I suppose. We are requesting 400. That should keep coming always. I guess we'll just set it to those values then. Hopefully that'll be good enough. So if these two are both true, it leaves, or if 30 seconds have passed, it leaves. I guess that's fine. Okay, that is definitely going to be a science dip. Because I forgot, I failed to send the ship out again. Let's go faster if we can. We have the 6-to-6 cursed balancer here. Not sure if I want to use it on these new belts of stone. I do think we want to mix these belts in somehow. I think we're gonna do something annoying. We're gonna try to prioritize the old belts. Okay, here comes the signs. And we're off. I guess I can prevent the science dip if we switch technologies for a non-Gleben technology. For just a little bit. This is the last Gleben science is on the belt now. Still 6k away. I'm just gonna slot it in for a couple seconds. We have the question of how to do this. I kind of wanna let's go over here. I kind of want to just mix the side belts in after this. So then we can prioritize the side belts over the main belts here. Maybe we do on the splitter, 6-6 splitter on the main ones. Alright. Back to the usual modules. I think science should back up again. Okay, science is backing up, so we can switch back to 11 science. We won't get to see then if it actually works, but so be it. Alright. I'm just gonna throw that in here. Right, what were we doing? Right, so we want to mix this, then have this come in straight, and then we want to not mix it anymore, but just have these come in and connect. I guess we want to mix these together, really. Can we do something stupid like putting this like under a max length of this? Yeah, we can stop military science production for a little bit. Can we fit another one of these in there? Not really. do we really need to mix it all together? Ideally we do. Let's take a look. How does this look? It doesn't seem easy to pull that out of there. Right, I guess we will do this instead then. Kinda doesn't line up nicely. I think we need to move these belts. That copper belt through there is a little annoying, but we'll keep it. Key. Alright. Now we can do another one of those. We can actually do those parallel, I suppose. Yeah, that's gonna be stupid enough. Two of those next to each other. Guess we can mirror them. Okay, we can get rid of this. And now we can do something annoying, but we might be able to copy that from this thing which we never deconstructed. Although this was one belt mixing into 9 other ones, so that's not going to work. Instead we'll do something manual. We could send it back again. Let's first at least connect it again. Okay, science is back. That's good. I think it's the easiest if we go both ways again. hopefully we'll have enough space to do it. I guess this could be one. And I want to try to make it at least look symmetric a little bit. I guess that's going to be 4. It's going to be belt number 2. I guess we need to keep the one space. And then belt number 3 could be like this. I can do the fake. Fake red undergrounds if we go for green ones on the main one. Oh boy, this is fairly horrible, but it works. I'm not sure this deserves lights in the build. Okay, so now we can choose what we want to prioritize. Do we want to prioritize the new belts or the old belts? I think we want to prioritize the old belts, so that means we'll put input priority on the old belts like this. The new belts stop moving, the old belts will move until they run out, and then the new belts will take over. So that should take care of stone for a very, very, very long time. Hopefully. Since we hooked up 3 new stone patches with like 10 million new stone. Let's take a look at pollution. Yeah, pollution is not gonna spread far enough to be an issue, I'm pretty sure. We are scanning new terrain here. I'm not sure that already existed, it probably did. Okay. That should be good then. Do we still have mining drills on board? Yeah, we still have 200 rare mining drills on board. I cannot wait to find out when I made those. I only had 85 in the beginning. I forgot, I probably had another session then at some point. How long was the stream going? About 4 hours we're in now. Basically all we did was fight more biters to clear the patches and then hook up the patches. With a little bit of checking other stuff in between. These aren't even quality drills. Right. So that should have strengthened Nauvis for a while. Got a ton of stone. Some more copper. And I suppose we'll also throw the belts in there for the bots to sort out. I think we are going to balance the inventory like this. So that means I really should be carrying like a stack of laser turrets on me, to be honest. Let's grab those from down here. 40 laser turrets. For emergencies, of course. And we want to get rid of the rare power poles. Except for a stack. Alright. Good. I kind of wanted to keep research productivity going to really stress test the base and see if any problems arise somewhere. Let's put FPS up. We are doing 60 UPS a second again. See if we can speed it up. Okay, when the ship is not flying, the Prometheum ship, we can still get 80 UPS or so. We are making the signs, just the ship is not actually flying to the shattered planet. Let's check the power. We should not be using fusion power at all now. We're only using fusion power when we fly to the shattered planet. I suppose above Aquilo we are shooting. It is done. We are shooting above Aquilo. The asteroid is approached, and then we're flying from Aquilo to Nauvis, and then power just switches off. We have enough solar power above Nauvis to run the science and the idle laser power draw. Of course, solar goes to our 403k instead of 103m once we're flying to the shattered planet, because there is no solar there. It seems we have used less than half a stack for the entire flight then. Actually, I'm going to not fill those yet. We're gonna wait for the ship to depart again. Alright, I am not really sure what to do next. I guess in general the logical thing to do is just to hook up all the resources. I don't really want to do that though, ahead of time. But something like we did with stone, hook up new resources, have the old ones be prioritized, and call that good. I think we should, what we can do is we can do some side balancing shenanigans on this ship. Let's first switch off the repair kit, because we're going to be using belts and whatnot. So we don't really want to keep launching up and down stuff. What we really need is, these things basically need a lane balancer, which they don't even need a lane balancer, they just need a device. No, they do need a lane balancer, because we have here, we got here the belt which throws the asteroids overboard. So we do want to divide them over the lanes properly. We also should switch off automatic. Okay, those are not on. Let's build a lane balancer here. Gonna look something like this then. I know it's important that it gets side loaded. So something like this then. I guess we can have both inputs, that should not be a problem. So this part can disappear. And this part needs to exist, but we have green undergrounds here to side load only the left side of the belt, which means then this cannot exist here. And this is the stuff that throws stuff overboard. It does not really need to be a green belt, it could be a red belt. Or at least we could make it a blue underground instead of a red one. Let's for now take it out. So we could do this. This does need to be green because of the speed. And this becomes too far. So that is slightly annoying. I do have my own crappy balancers in here. Those are not necessary if we do it properly from the start, but these also load into here, so that is an issue. It's not really an issue though, we can move this forward. Then we should have space. To like use 2 blue belts. And belt weave our way out of there. I cannot say it looks nice, but hopefully it does work. Should probably have some like fake underground belts in there then, just to fill it up a bit. Is that in the new situation? That should be mirrorable on this side. Let's look okay. I guess we'll see it when it really flies again. Alright, sure. That should hopefully fix the asteroid situation before the next flight, so that the belts get reliably fully loaded. 2 extra belts, will send those down. The rest will get launched up as soon as I flick on the repair kit items. Okay, we'll launch per 10. They should have 10. Alright, let's see how it runs out. I just want to even out the numbers again so we can see if we actually lost some stuff. So 5 green splitters. We did lose those 6 inserters, so I'm not gonna replenish those. It looks like sometimes our railguns are shooting our own ship. Like once every 2 hours or so. Alright. There's the landing pad. We'll grab this stuff. So that is done. Stone up and promo ship fixed. The whole balancer and the part before can be moved 1 down. Yes, but that would look way less messy. Which normally is a pro, I would agree, but I like it when the bells are an absolute spaghetti mess. I cannot help myself. I have to create the most monstrosities. Preferably with every single tile filled. Alright. I think that's it's gonna be it for today. I feel pretty tired. I noticed that I cannot really focus. So I'm gonna call it a little early today. You can see my playstyle, man. I'm just don't know what to do. Let's call it for today so we can be fresh for the next one. I'm gonna have a stream on Sunday again. Probably continuing with this one. Also probably not gonna be the longest of streams on Sunday, but after that I should be able to get some pretty long streams in. Like basically like we were doing earlier on in the series, like those good 8-hour play sessions where you can really get something done. The situation is not always that I can do that. Sometimes, like now, I'm limited to like a couple hours at a time, which is not great for a playthrough of this scale. So hopefully we can make some more serious progress again soon. I also want to, before we continue with the Dead World series, well, we can continue with the Dead World series as well, but I'm going to take a step back, zoom out a little bit, and we're first going to like theory craft. Well, we're gonna play through it once, I suppose, but we're gonna try to see what the later game looks like. Because we might run into some unforeseen problems which requires an early game strategy alteration, so it kind of doesn't make sense to keep improving the earliest of early game strategies only then to later figure out that something needs to change completely. So to avoid that situation from happening, we can just like imagine ourselves through the game a little bit and see where that leads us. Then eventually we will do the real run, the real ultimate run with no restarts anymore. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Sorry, it was a kind of a shorter, lesser focused one, especially with the stream problems for no reason. I have no idea still what's going on there. I'll try to figure out on some forums or something if people are having multi-stream problems with Streamlabs in general. I seem to be having that every now and then. Yeah, thanks everybody, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.